Morning everyone, this is Keanu and today we're going to talk about the deluxe cooking blender with Pampered Chef. I love this machine. Okay, but before we get started, I like to have to share with everyone what I have learned over the years, and I'm sure you all, or maybe you've seen, we all started with a blender like this. Great, worked great, we were amazed, okay? Then we had one of these. Oh yes, this was my favorite. As you can see, it has a lot of wear on it, and it's great. I have nothing against it, but it's made out of plastic, and it's narrow here. And so I'm always you have to tamper down. Now the Pampered Chef Deluxe Cooking Blender is all glass, and it is wider, and I love that. Okay, so everything cooks a lot better. Now this blender does make soup, and it heats up, but it heats from friction, from the blade moving really fast. The Pampered Chef blender is a deluxe cooking blender. It heats up, it boils, it cooks your food, okay? It has a heating element. This is amazing. Now, as we go on with the fad, then we all went into juicing, okay? Put all your fruits and whatever you want to juice, and it'll extract all the juice, and it's supposed to be healthier for us. And then you got all the fiber. Okay, I've been on a juicing fit. So let me just tell you, I went to Weight Watchers when juicing just came out. I was in Weight Watchers. And so that was a big question with everyone about juicing versus blending your smoothies. Now, I'm just telling you what I learned in my class. So here's what our teacher told us. And because, Weight Watchers had a lot of questions. And this was years ago. Now, if I was to juice a cup of apple juice, I would need a ton of apples to make 1 cup. Now, would you eat 5 apples, and it would be more than 5 apples, or 15 carrots to make a cup at one sitting? So, no, to them, like for Weight Watchers, that's not a good thing. It's just too much you're consuming. Think about that. A lot of apples, carrots, whatever, where you're going to eat that at one sitting. So I do like juicing, but that kind of went on the side for me. And so it was back to the blender. So now we got this new Pampered Chef, our deluxe cooking blender. And man, this is an awesome machine. So let me show you. You're going to have a smoothie. Everybody loves smoothies. Kids love smoothies. I always have stuff in my freezer. So this is what I do. When I go to the grocery store and they have strawberries on sale, I cut them in half and I throw them in the freezer. I buy extra. Whatever is on sale, if it's bananas, apples, I will cut them up and I throw them into the freezer. Like recently, watermelon was really cheap. Well, you can't eat a whole watermelon, so I cut it up. What it is that when you make a smoothie, it tastes better if you use frozen fruit versus ice, because you got to get it to be like a slushy. So you need something cold. So you're either going to throw ice, and this frozen fruit is a great alternative than throwing ice and water in it down. And then another thing is, that's what I do with buying fruit. You put all your vegetables, celery, carrots, whatever your smoothie is going to be. Is it a fun smoothie? Is it a healthy smoothie? Thing with kids, you can throw some kale in, you can throw some celery or carrots or whatever vegetables you want to throw in it, and it just blends all together. And that's what I liked about smoothies. The other thing is you can buy pre-made frozen fruit. And let me just tell you, if you buy the fruit on sale, and especially summer months, fruit is very abundant and you can buy it cheap. I would buy the fresh over the frozen, and the frozen's pretty pricey. So buy the fresh, cut them up. Yeah, it takes a little time. Wash them, throw them in your freezer, and you got smoothies and a whole lot more affordable. Okay, so here's the other thing. you're either going to you got to put some kind of liquid in your smoothie. What is your liquid? Okay, so, you know, you can throw water, but let me tell you, when we make smoothies, and it depends on the fruit you put. If I throw oranges or watermelon, it's water already. If you don't drink it right away, you'll see a separation with the water. So we do put, you know, if you only got water, then put water. That's your choice. But what I do is, you know, when you know how you can buy these little juice things. I always have this in my house. These little packets, and you can buy sugar-free ones. And I know depends about the sugar that they put in it, but I have that in my house, so that's what we do. And you get one of these packets, and I fill them up in one of these bottles. And then what you do, water bottles. So I just take a water bottle and I put a packet. You can put whatever you want, okay? So what you're going to do, let's go here. Oh wait, let's go back. And then I have this coffee grounds. So this is instant coffee. So this is like if you wanted to make let's say you want to make a coffee smoothie, you know, go buy the instant coffee. You can use the regular coffee. Now I've done the regular coffee, the espresso coffee out of the K-Cups, and I throw it in, and maybe my coffee's not good, and we buy Death Wish coffee, and you gotta have it really thick. I find that whenever I cook or make anything or shakes, milkshakes, I like the instant coffee. I got this corner coffee instant ground, and I find that what you gotta do, because you see these grounds are, you know, kind of big. I just put a little bit, like, you know, whatever I want to put, like 1 teaspoon. Measure it. If you just pour it, you'd be having too much caffeine going on in your smoothie or milkshake. I usually put it, the spoon, and then I stick it in a little bowl, and I put a little bit of water, and I stir it, and so I let it dissolve, so it's kind of like a liquid. Then I put it in, because a couple of coffee grains that I bought that I put it in, it doesn't melt down. So it would depend on which one you use. You might find one that it's fine, but be careful. You know, if it does that, then it's not a lose. It's just maybe just need to put a little bit water in a cup, okay? And I advise measuring your coffee. So, and then like you can put apples in your smoothie. So what I'm gonna do, oh yeah, here, and you can buy, juice already if you want to have a flavor. If you just put water into your smoothie, you can, if you need to sweeten it, you can put some honey or agave. I don't have agave. I normally use that, or you can put just a little bit, okay? Because, you know, it depends how sweet and what kind of stuff you got going on in here. You know, if you need it or not. Kids like it a little sweet, you know. If not, I like sweet, so you're going to hear me talk about a lot of sweet. So these are all my frozen vegetables, fruits. Everything is frozen. So I'm going to throw some watermelon. And I cut up an apple, so I'm going to throw an apple in here. And then I cut a carrot. And then I got some of those peaches and strawberries. And I'm going to throw them in. Everything I got is frozen. It doesn't have to be, well, except for the carrots and the apple. And you know, I'm going to tell you what. You got bananas, you can freeze it. But be careful how you freeze it, because they all stick together once you throw them in the freezer when they're ripe. So kind of, you know, make sure when you freeze them, put them in the bag, lay them flat. I like to cut them in like little, you know, like chop this way instead of fully long, because you can throw the bag on the ground, you know, on the counter or the ground, and it breaks them up. Once they're frozen, you can put it in. If not, they get stuck. If you freeze them whole, they're stuck together. And then you have to defrost it, and then you defeated the purpose of having a frozen fruit. So anyway, and bananas add a lot of flavor. I mean, if you don't have anything really good and you got only vegetables and carrots, and man, you just want it to be fruity, throw banana. That has a lot of flavor. Okay, so I'm just going to use this liquid, and all this is frozen. So let's. I'm going to pour it in. Okay, and you put as ever much. Just not measure. You know, you'll find out, because if it's too thick, then you add more water. Okay, if it's too watery, you can eat it, so you can drink it. But if it's too watery, just add a couple more fruit, you know, and then it keeps building up. All right, then you're going to close this lid, and you're going to listen for the beep. You hear that? That means that my lid is closed. And then what you're going to do is, I'm sorry I have to go on the side because I'm filming me this out. This is, you turn this wheel right here, And right here, oops, it has right here, it'll light up and it'll say smoothie. Okay, and let me tell you before if I have to use this. This is the tamper that you would have to open this lid. If it starts, get thick, then you're just gonna tamp it down. So because we're gonna hit the smoothie button now. So all you do is choose smoothie. You hit this center wheel, and it'll do its thing. Adjust the speed like how I do on my other blender. I sit there and I go from low to high. This one I just press the button, I walk away, and it's done. I really love that, and it does the same job. Do you hear that? It beeped. So you could be sitting down doing something else. You hear the beep. Oh, smoothie's done. You're not babysitting the machine, and that's what's great. So now you're just going to lift it up, and this is a heavy container. It's not plastic, so it's a heavy container. It has a little lip here that you can use it to lift it off. Okay, then it tells you that you lifted it off. I'm going to move this to the side. Then got my cup. Okay, let me just tell you, this is McDonald's straws because they're big and fat. You see. I save all those straws because I know I use reusable straws, but when I drink my smoothies, you need a fat one, okay? Because you got fruit in there. So I take it off my lid, and now look at that. Now I have my smoothie. Now, okay, mine's is not real slushy because I had this sitting, getting ready to make this video for you guys. But let's see, if you take it straight from the freezer, throw it in, you're good. Healthy, fruity. I love it. Well, anyway, guys, this is the Pampered Chef Deluxe Cooking Blender. And later on today, I'm gonna show you some other stuff. There's a lot of things we can do with this. And this is like my favorite thing. Anyway, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you later.